Hello, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Educatedcollins Snap channel. How you doing? So today we do have some exciting news. We've got the February 21st patch notes. Definitely wasn't expecting the patch notes to come out so early. Basically, from last month, we kind of expected it would be near the end of the month, right? Because the last patch was on the 31st. So kind of nice for them to uh announce the patch, reveal the patch a little bit earlier than we thought, but hopefully we have some good changes, some interesting changes. I have some nerfs in mind that I wouldn't mind, but I wonder what they're going to do. We should also see the series drop, so good note for players. Now, after the patch, you can open up your reserves, right? Some people save the reserves until the patch because they want to include those series drop cards in their reserve chances. So now you can open that up. But let's get into it. Go. Let's get started. So general updates. Some cards have dropped. So this what we already knew. The drop down from Series 5 to 4. So Silver Surfer, Null, Darkhawk Sentry, Agent Coulson, Maryhill, Helicarrier. All of these are pretty good. I would say like the best one from the Series 3 is going to be Agent Colstein. Dino decks really like that. Maria Hill also kind of helps, and Helicarrier is kind of interesting since Modark is in the meta, right? You might want to try it out and see if they work well. From the Series 4s, I think Darkhawk is pretty strong. I think Null can also be pretty strong. Sentry is pretty blah, probably one of the weakest Series 4 3 card, Series 5 4 cards in the game. And then Silver Surfer is solid, not like crazy good, but it still has a place if you like that type of play style. Series 5 and Series 4 now have shared rotation protection in the token shop. What does that mean? Shared rotation protection. Does that mean that okay, so for series 3 cards, I'm assuming this is how I'm interpreting this. For series 3 cards, if you see that card, you could not get it later until you've seen all of the series 3 cards. So if you see like a arrow early, you have to kind of pick that up because you're not going to see it later in the game or later in the rotation until you've seen all the Series 3 cards. I assume now Series 4 and Series 5 cards are also having that same rotation protection where you have to see all the Series 5 cards before you see the same Series 5 card again. So things like Thanos or Sentry or whatever, you're not going to be seeing Sentry, which would already be confusing. But I think that they're just increasing the protection there so that you don't see them over and over again, especially when you can't buy them. Series 3 cards are really what you want to be focusing on. So seeing a Series 5 card that you don't want over and over the course of multiple days is just going to be very, very annoying. So I'm glad they're doing this. I thought this was already the case. So I'm surprised it wasn't, but now they see the problem and they're fixing it. So that's good. Add a confirmation dialog when purchasing series pass levels. Yeah, this needs to happen for every purchase in the game, basically, right? They have to add a confirmation dialog because it's just such a scummy thing not to have, right? You can accidentally waste thousands of gold, accidentally buy a bundle you don't want. Like you definitely need to add confirmation dialogues into every single purchase for gold and like token purchases. They have it for token purchases, but they don't have it for bundles and season pass levels, and it's just very weird that you can like be randomly scrolling and accidentally like waste thousands of gold. So happy to see this. Hopefully they do that for bundles and whatnot, but this is definitely a step in the right direction. Tapping the credits or gold icon at the top of the screen will navigate to the shop. Not that relevant. I'm not gonna. This is whatever. That's not that important. Made Onslaught's VFX faster, especially for Var Sinister. That's fine. Added additional VFX to the location affected by cloud. That's good. Added a notification when you try to discard while your hand is empty. Uh, sure. I don't know how. I mean, I guess maybe it's due to like Modork and everything. Added animations for Rickety Bridge. That's cool. Oh, this is great. This is a big one. Mysterio Illusions will now use your Mysterio variant. We've been asking for this. I haven't because I don't really play Mysterio, but a lot of people in the community have been asking for the illusions to use your variants because it kind of made playing the variants kind of moot, right? You don't get the Mysterio variants, but this is gonna be good for people that like playing this hero or this character. So definitely a big plus. This is a big one people were wanting, so happy to see that. Card updates. Here we go. This is the meat of the changes. Darkhawk's getting nerfed. Okay. So Darkhawk's an especially powerful card. That is true. As we prepare this balance change before the Silver Surfer and Zabu nerfs went live. Oh, so they already had this in the works. But because they were nerfing Silver Surfer and Zabu, they didn't want to hit him too hard. But they still think the card is too strong, and they will continue to monitor his performance. I agree with this definitely. I think if people really play Darkhawk, it's still a very, very, very powerful card. So I don't mind this nerf. I definitely think Darkhawk needed a change. Moving it to 4-0, it's always scary for Mr. Negative decks, right? Like that's the one caveat there where Mr. Negative decks now can play this pretty easily. But you know, Mr. Negative decks have their own series of problems. But yeah, that's the one caveat always when you do these changes. I definitely think Mr. Negative is a weird card because it affects design space so heavily. But yeah, I definitely think Darkhawk needed a nerf like this. So it means that if you don't have any synergy for Darkhawk, it's going to be 6 power, which is pretty blah. But you can easily like get it to 10 power, get it to 12 power. The problem here is that it being 13 power was very powerful, was very, very good because you beat all the 12 power cards in the game with your 13 power base stat if you put 3 rocks in. Now you're only going to have 12 power, so you're only going to be tying a lot of those scenarios. So it's gonna, that extra 1 power is actually very impactful, very meaningful. This is a pretty significant nerf. But I do think it needed a nerf. I like this, so definitely okay with it. We're gonna have to see how it goes. But yeah, Darkhawk is still probably gonna be pretty powerful, pretty strong. You can very easily make it a 4 power, 10, a 4 power, 12. So I'm down. I'm fine for this. Thanos. So Thanos is getting a buff. Is Thanos getting a buff? We think Thanos is one of the coolest cards. But we're a bit sad he himself isn't played often. Most Thanos decks focus primarily to make good use of his stones. We want to make sure the Mad Titan himself has enough power to play. They're buffing Thanos. Wow. What? 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 I don't know about this. Thanos is so strong, guys. Why would you buff Thanos? What? I don't like this at all. No, I see the idea. What? No, what? No, this is wrong. No, this is not okay. Thanos decks are so good. The stones are the best part of Thanos. It's not like you don't have to buff Thanos like this. This is not the right way you should go about playing Thanos. What? No, I don't like this. This is wrong. So yeah, it is true that you don't play Thanos in Thanos decks. That is true. Like, you don't play Thanos in Thanos decks because that's not why Thanos decks are good. Thanos decks are good because they have so much synergistic cards you can work into Thanos. And then he's still going to have the same finisher, right? Like, he's still going to have the plus 10 power. You're not even nerfing the payoff, right? So Thanos, if you get everything, is going to be 21 power. Is that correct? That's crazy. 21 power Thanos? What? That's crazy, guys. What? That's insane. What is this? I don't like this change. I think this change is not the right way. If you're going to do a change like this, you have to nerf the stones, I would say. You're going to have to make some of the stones 0 power or change some of the stones abilities. Like, Mind Stone should maybe only draw you a 1 stone or something. You can't, like, Thanos is already one of the better archetypes to play, and then you're also buffing the base power of Thanos. It seems very short-sighted. I definitely think Thanos is going to be very problematic in the meta with a change like this. So we're really gonna have to see. But this one jumps out to me as being not the way you wanted to balance this card. All right, let's move on though. Oh, they're changing Sandman as well. Huh. Many of the strongest decks have strategy centered around playing multiple cards. Sandman should be a good answer to these lists, but he didn't have quite the sand to stand up. We're giving him more power to make him more competitive, but we're bumping up his cost. That's not good for Sandman though. You want Sandman to be active on 4. Turn 5 and turn 6 are where most people start flooding. I think making him a 4/2 would have been perfectly fine. Yeah. I guess the one thing is now you can play Electro Sandman. Right? Like Sandman into Electra is gonna be the new standard. Damn. I don't know. I had a really nice aggressive Sandman deck, and now it's gonna be awkward to play that card. Hmm. Hmm. I'm not sure how I feel about this change. I do think like Electro decks are gonna be happy with this. That's like the one thing. It's Electro decks are gonna be happy with this, but I think you could have just made Sandman a 4/2. Or like if you really wanted to a 4/3, if you were really feeling that punish, make it a 4/2, make it a 4/3. I don't know if I love the way it works now, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna have Electra into Sandman, and then that's gonna lock down so much counterplay from your opponent where you don't feel it at all, right? Because you're already playing Electra. So or Electro. So this is definitely a weird change to me as well. Don't love it, but the Sandman change I'll have to see. This one I can't really. I don't have like a visceral reaction compared to the Thanos and Darkhawk changes. This one I will just have to see, but it doesn't feel like it's going like it's gonna feel pretty toxic in Electro decks. That's my takeaway here. These cards are rather weak at the moment, so we're giving them a small bump to help them perform a bit better. Spider Woman, sure. Dagger, sure. Why not give Sandman this treatment? Namor. So Namor's gonna be a 4/11. That's pretty good. No one plays Namor after the pull 2, so I could see that. Dagger, I mean, you're not gonna like play Dagger randomly now, but it's better. Text only changed to Yondu, that's fine. I wonder if this is gonna make people play Spider Woman. Spider Woman's gonna feel pretty good, I would say now. I think Spider Woman's gonna feel pretty good. Namor might be good, especially if you're playing. Like the problem with Namor is like it's still Shang-Chiable, right? And a lot of people would just Shang-Chi your Namor at turn 6 or 5. Yeah, but it's better if they don't do that. Text only updates when you play a card after you play a card. None of these are functional changes. So Angela, Bishop, Iron Fist, Lockjaw, Titania. Okay. That's fair. Location updates. Oh, it's not at the beginning of the turn. It's now after this turn. Ooh. Huh. That's pretty interesting. I do think this location was super flippy. Like that is true. This location was so flippy in that like it flips and then you get something random and that could basically decide the game. Now you have some more counterplay. Um, it does make it slightly less exciting, but I'm actually down for like very swingy effects in the beginning of like in the locations because like if you're playing incorrectly and you're snapping without confidence and then you get punished by this, I think it's deserved. Whereas now, even if it flips, you're not gonna you have more counterplay, so the punishes are significantly lower. Hmm. But I guess it's fine. Like I don't hate this either. I guess I don't hate it. Oh, this is funny. As a note, like the introductory missions are scripted, guys. The introductory missions are absolutely scripted. So it they need to keep the old effect so that the opponent can drop Hulk on you, so you have no chance of winning that game. Yeah, yeah. So they need to keep them dropping Hulk on you, so that you have no chance of winning that game, and you have to leave. So that's actually kind of funny that they have to do that. Um, As noted in card updates, the following locations are being revised to use after instead of when. None of these are functional. Sure, that's fair. Adjusted the cost of symbiote from 1 to 4. Oh, so you can't kill Monger it anymore. Okay. I guess that'd be the change. You can't kill Monger it anymore. Which is fine. I guess it was too much of a swing that you could just kill Monger the symbiote. It was too swingy. I think that's okay. Oh, this is good. Okay, absorbing man effect can now be doubled by effects like Wong. Okay, yeah, this was so weird. This was such a weird design that absorbing man couldn't be doubled by Wong or Kalimatar. I was just like, why? What is why? Like, so this is good. This is a good change. The carousel should no longer get stuck mid rotation on PC. Sure. Move the position of the flow bundle to the bottom of the shop. Thank you. I love how this is a bug fix. This is not a bug fix. Everyone knows that the pro bundle is awful. So let's get it out of the way. Fast forward VFX should properly show when onslaught is played. Fair. Altar of Death now gives energy of Green Goblin. Yeah, people are complaining about this. Um, Losing interconnection, friendly matchmaking is good. Yeah, this is good. Fix out soft locks if both players were idle. That's good. Um, Reduce focus of cards, sure. Fast upgrades, sure. Oh, good. This is good too. Miles Morales' cost is correctly reduced if the card is moved and destroyed. Like if it goes into that location that destroys cards that move, it should still make Miles Morales cheaper, but it didn't. So I'm glad to see that. There's so many soft locks, by the way. Look at this. Everything's a soft lock. Um, AI should no longer retreat in matches for new players under ranked 10. That's kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. There's a lot of bug fixes. Oh my lord, there's a lot of bug fixes. Okay. Let's speed through this then. See if anyone makes like changes the game. Iron Fist no longer remains on the board. Yeah, none of these seem like they're like the most important one is the absorbing man change and then the Miles Morales change. All right, known issues list. Wow, there's a lot of them. There should be way more things that start with PC. By the way, this is a lie. there should be way more PC related issues. All right, seems good. But okay, so overall, What are my thoughts on this patch? So it's basically 3 changes. The Darkhawk change is fine. I think this Thanos change is misguided, personally. And I think the Sandman change basically has to be decided. Like, I'm not 100% sure of. I do think Electro decks are going to be a little bit more more punishing, because now you can go Electro into Sandman, which is really good lockdown for a lot of decks. So that's a problem, probably. That's the biggest thing. I think Electro Sandman decks are going to be really effective, I guess. So that's definitely something I would try immediately. And if you have Thanos, you're like laughing so hard. If you have Thanos, you're laughing so much at this patch. You're like what are they doing? Like, my deck is already beating everyone, and now they just buff Thanos. I don't even get it. Like, this one makes very little sense to me. But yeah, the Sandman one is interesting. And then I think Spider-Woman might see some play now. It could be playable. And then Namor, I think, is not really changing. And then Dagger, I don't think is really changing. But yeah, the Thanos one is crazy to me. I don't know. All right, but overall, those are the changes. Hope you guys liked the video. I'll see you in the next one. And I click end record. All right, anyways.